Morning everybody. It's not coffee in there this morning. Well, it's lemon sip. I have got my cup of coffee. Coffee's there. Lemon sip's here. So I'm going to an introduction this morning. While I feel alive enough to do it, it's the cough more than anything. I keep getting a really horrible cough in the back of my throat. And then it's just a really irritating cough. Irritating for me and probably irritating for anybody listening. So anyway, welcome to my vlogs. Good morning. It is Sunday the 19th of October. It is Sunday the 19th of November. One of these days, I will actually double check the date before I start recording. Sunday the 19th of November. I am obsessed with the beaded socks. Last night I made really good progress on them, to the point I've only got another couple of pattern repeats and then I will finish the leg. So the floss method is working brilliantly, and I watched a YouTube tutorial which recommended a particular type of floss, and it's the Oral-B that's already cut into pieces, into strips, because it has an end part that's really quite stiff. That's the bit that you want to use, and it's been brilliant. So, I mean, where was I up to yesterday? Maybe about there. So I did that last night, and I'm absolutely loving it. Really, really enjoying it. So I've got 2 more repeats, and then I've got the heel. Now, the heel construction is kind of fiddly, and that's where I stalled last time. I did the heel, and then sort of stalled on it. So the heel flap itself still has patterning on it. That's not a major problem. And then the actual sort of gusset bit is like this. Now I have tried this one on and the fit is absolutely fine. I'm gonna have to go and check my breakfast. I've got sausages cooking for breakfast. I'll be back in a minute. I'm back. So yes, I definitely intend to finish the leg of this sock today. I feel like I need to strike while the iron's hot and probably keep going with it through the heel and just keep going up on it this week, because this is the last of the whips that I really wanted to get finished this year. That had been on the needles for a while. So while I'm enjoying it, I'm just going to keep working on that, and other things might just get put to one side for a little bit. When I go to knit group this week, I won't be taking that. So yeah, but I'm just going to keep working on it. The other thing that I did last night, so I mentioned yesterday I bought the Future Dreams yarn from West Yorkshire Spinners, which is 100% wool, by the way. So last night I did the crochet flower. It's bigger than I expected it to be. It's really pretty. It did take a little while, probably took about an hour and a half to do. But it was really straightforward. That's the back of it. I've still got the ends there because I'm not sure whether I might just leave the ends long for now while I decide what I'm going to do with it. My plan, I think, at the moment is just to carry on making them. I should weigh how much this weighs, and I can work out how many of these how many I can make from a single ball. It's 100 grams, and it wasn't very dear. I think it was £6.90 for West Yorkshire Spinner, 100 grams, 100% wool. It's not bad, is it? And a pound of that goes to the cancer charity. So yeah, that's the beautiful flyer that I got with it. So you do, when you look online, you can find a pattern for both crochet and knitted. I just went straight for the crochet one, and I did enjoy it, and it wasn't really too fiddly at all. So I think I will stick with the crochet. I'm not even going to look at the knitted flags. This is why I learned to crochet, really. It was for things like this. I think they tend to work better crocheted. So yeah, so I'm going to make some more of those and get them, I think, just literally physically send them. But it's a nice flower pattern. I started on the test knit last night, but because I was obsessed with the socks, I didn't get very far with the test knit. So maybe do some more work on that today. But the other main things that I'm going to do today, I soaked yarn ready last night to do a bit of dyeing this morning. Let me go back to my sausages. Hang on. So yeah, last night I put into soak some yarn I said yesterday then that I'd got 4 mini skeins left over from the frosted berries, so the plan is today to dye 4 yarns of the sparkle base, 4 skeins of the sparkle base for the frosted berries, and get, as long as that dye is fine, I will put those back on the shop as soon as I can. And I also put in some yarn to soak because I haven't talked about this. I've got a confession to make. I really like the Stephen West Hiberknitalong shawl pattern this year. I think it's stunning. Much more my sort of vibe than some of his other stuff. And as soon as I saw it, before I knew it was his, as soon as I saw the shawl pattern, I was like, oh, that's beautiful. And then I saw it was the Stephen West Hiberknitalong, and I thought, oh, okay. Because I have spoken before, I'm not like that fussed about Stephen West. I don't get the hype. Well, I do get the hype, but generally speaking, I feel that's all it is hype. Don't come for me. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion, and everyone, if you enjoy knitting Stephen West patterns, go for it. I don't want to suck anybody else's enjoyment from it. It's just not for me, especially not the mystery ones. But I really like that Hiberknitalong. So I thought I'm going to try and dye a gradient for myself for it. So gradients are not something I've done very often. I once or twice have done some mini gradients, and they were quite a lot of work and quite stressful. But I thought I'm going to have a go at doing a gradient for myself for that shawl. And I had actually decided, I was going to do it all in sparkle base. Then I thought that might be a bit much. So I've actually soaked 3 skeins of the merino 85, luxury merino 85%, and 2 skeins of the sparkle. And my plan is to do, obviously, 2 sparkle. I think the very darkest will be the plain merino, and that makes sense as well, because actually, as I said before, when you use the sparkle base, you have to use white vinegar as your acid, and actually it's quite hard using the vinegar to get out quite strong, to make sure that you've got the strong colours fastened, they're not going to bleed. So I'm going to do the darkest colour in the plain, and I'll probably do the lightest colour in the sparkle, and then, so yeah, it'll probably go, no, I won't do that. I'll do the second lightest colour in the sparkle. So we'll go luxury, sparkle, luxury, sparkle, luxury. So the second strongest colour will also be in the sparkle base. So we'll see how that goes. I'm going to do it in a purple, but I think I'm going to do it in a bluey purple rather than a pinky purple, because it's, what's it called? Is it called glistening something? And I've seen some that are in blue, which are really pretty. So I thought if I went with the bluey purple rather than the pinky purple, yeah, that's my plan. So we'll see how that goes today. Whether I film it or not, don't know yet. So I'm not feeling great, and the added pressure of filming while I'm doing it. Yeah, I'll probably just take a little bit of film, not while I'm doing it, but after, or when it's in the pan and various things. So, okay. I think that's enough rambling for this morning. I'm supposed to film a podcast today as well. We'll see how I feel. Oh, and I've got the last of the orders to pack up as well, because I ran out of mailing bags yesterday, so I had to order some very quickly from Amazon, which should be arriving today. So the last, they're all prepped, they're all wrapped in the tissue paper, and the postage labels are printed out, so they're all prepped to go. Just literally waiting for the mailing bags to arrive. So and at the moment it's saying that they're going to be delivered before 10 o'clock tonight, so I could be finishing those, packing those orders up at 10:10 this evening. Right, okay, I'm gonna go and finish my breakfast, making my breakfast. So I'm having sausages, bacon and smoked cheese in a sandwich. That's the breakfast this morning. I had a lie-in today, got up, woke up at 8:30. So what time now? 9:20, and my husband had his breakfast, and that's what he'd had, and he said, I can highly recommend the sausages with a bit of bacon and some of that smoked cheese. I was like, that sounds good. With a lemon sip. Other cold and flu medicines are available. Actually, this isn't even a branded Lemsip, it's the Sainsbury's version with a bit of honey in it. Rock and roll lifestyle, everybody. Rock and roll, babies. See you in a bit. Hi, everybody. It's 12:15. I am nearly done with the dyeing process. The frosted berries is re-dyed, and that's outside now in the pans cooling. My gradient, I'm really sorry about that. Try that again. I had to stop because the husband came in and he'd been washing the cars. I'm really worn out. I'm really out of breath, as you can tell. That's why I'm so congested, and I've just been clearing up most of the dyeing stuff. There's still a few bits out and out. Anyway, what I was saying is the gradient, or I was about to say is the gradient. I am really pleased with it because I'm a bit tired. It was a little bit slapdash towards the end, but I've definitely got 5 graded colours. I've got a very, very pale lilac in the luxury merino, a slightly darker, and they're in the sparkle base. Then I've got quite a speckled variegated one, and then 2 darker ones. One of the dark ones is in the sparkle. And yeah, so the only thing that has happened is where, I'm going to be honest, I was rushing a little bit, and it's just for me. I didn't let the dye necessarily dissolve completely, so I've got a couple of bluer splashes, but I said that I wanted to have a blue tinge to it. So in the very, very pale lilac, it has got some blue splashes, but it's just for me, and I really don't care. I really don't care, because I think it will work, because it goes into blue. The middle skein has got quite a lot of blue, so it's purple, blue, variegated, speckled, and then it goes into, I'd say the last purple is like a Cadbury's purple. So I said I wanted a bluer side, and actually those very pale ones were looking quite pink, and then they've suddenly got these little splashes of blue. I don't care. I think it'll be fine for something like the shawl anyway. And I don't know how much of each skein it's going to use. I know that Stephen West designs sometimes are infamous that you need 5 different colours, but you only use 50 grams of each. We'll see, because what I might do is, if it is only 50 grams of each that I use, you know, and I've got half a gradient set left, I might give that away for somebody else to do something with. We'll see. We'll see how it works out. I am worn out now. It's about 12:30, 1:45. I think I need to have a drink, have some food. Oh, and there's one skein of just random pinky, reddy pink as well, because where I'd been doing the speckling with the frosted berries, I'd got some dye left over, some powder, dye powder out left over from the speckling. So I just then threw that into a pot, threw a skein of luxury merino into it, and just sort of see what comes out. So that'll be one of a kind. Right, okay, I am, as I say, pretty worn out. Lunchtime, I think. When I get the yarn in, it's outside at the moment cooling. The next thing it needs to do is to go into its various soak baths. So it goes into washing up liquid to remove any excess dye, remove any acid out of it. When we talk about acid, by the way, I think I said this before, we use citric acid or vinegar. So none of it is harsh acid, they are mild acids. Fingers aren't too bad, it's always a bit staining. So yeah, so they go into washing up liquid first, any excess dye, any excess, or, you know, rinse out the acid, and then it goes into a bowl of eucalyptus, and which just softens it, and it's lovely wool wash specifically for washing wool. What can I say? Right, and then it goes into the spin dryer. Now, somebody had been asking me about the spin dryer. I keep my spin dryer in the garage. The garage is a bit of a mess, but I will try and show you a little bit of video of the spin dryer so you can see what I mean by my spin dryer. And I put it into a tote bag before it goes into the spin dryer. So somebody was asking me about what brand it is, make of it. I can't see a make on it. It's really old. I bought it second hand off of either eBay or Facebook Marketplace. Paid, I don't know, £30 for it, something like that maybe. It actually says made in West Germany on it. So it was made pre 1990. So it is definitely vintage, but it works. My husband had to change the fuse on it. Yeah, I did blow the fuse on it when I first got it. Yeah, so I think to buy them new, they're a couple of £100. So I'd say, you know, search on eBay, Facebook Marketplace, that kind of place. See if you can get an old second-hand one, but obviously check it out carefully. Check out the electronics on it if it's as old as that. And yeah, you can probably pick one up for about £30–40 maybe. But what you're searching for is a spin dryer, not a tumble dryer, but a spin dryer. So yeah, I'll do a little bit of video of that. It's really good as well, because when you see the water coming out, you can see as well if there is still any excess dye coming out of it. Right, okay, see you in a bit. Hi everybody, it is about 4:30 I think, 4:45. As you can see, I've had a shower, got changed. I haven't done the podcast this afternoon. I'm just too tired. My brain's really not working brilliantly well today. Cold is feeling a bit better from having taken the Lemsip, but definitely not really with it. I've just finished packing up all the orders, and so husband has got quite a bag to take to the post office tomorrow morning. So thank you very much for any orders from anybody who's been watching the vlogs. Thank you for keeping to watching the vlogs. So yeah, so no podcast today. Might try and do it in the week, we'll have to see. Work again tomorrow, so up early, and yeah, trying to think if I've got anything important going on this week. Nothing knitting related that is important anyway, just school stuff really. So yeah, tomorrow work, and then I've got an appointment, a dental appointment again at 6 o'clock tomorrow. I think I've decided I'm actually not going to go with the root canal. I'm going to go with the cheaper option of having the tooth taken out, so I need to find out when they'll be able to do that. So appointment tomorrow evening, and then Tuesday and Wednesday should be fairly straightforward. Thursday evening is knit group. And yeah, tell you actually the exciting thing that is happening this week. Excuse me snuffling. The exciting thing that is happening this week though is if you have got the Little Likac Advent, you will get early access this week to the shawl pattern, the Enchanted Delight wrap by Penny. So that is, the access for that starts on the 25th of November, and that's this week, isn't it? Is it Friday? Saturday 25th? Friday. So yeah, that's what is exciting. I know Penny has been, you know, busy finalising all the last details on the pattern, making sure everything is spot on how it should be. So yes, that's pretty exciting stuff. Right, I'm going to leave this here. Sunday evening I will edit this vlog, get that up, and watch Strictly Results. And oh, the heavy shawl pattern, the one that I'm test knitting, I started on it and I only did about that much, and I looked at the pattern, how it was coming out, and I looked at the picture and I thought those two things don't match. So and that's your job as a test knitter, to check these sorts of things. So I've messaged Jackie, I have had a reply, so I've got to rip back, and so I'll be working, I probably will do a bit of work on that this evening, get that restarted and sorted. But that's the whole point of test knitting, and that's what you should do as a test knitter. If something doesn't look quite right or seem right, that's the whole point of test knitting, is you stop, you check on it and say, is this right? Is this an issue? So that's what I've done with the test knit. So I did start on it properly this afternoon, but didn't get very far. Okay, yeah, I will get the leg finished of that sock this evening. I've only got one more repeat of the pattern, and then it'll be onto the heel. I'll have a look at the heel pattern. I can't remember what you have to do with that. I might probably do the heel flap. I think the heel flap is fairly straightforward. Well, I don't know. I'll look at the pattern for the heel and decide whether I've got the brain space for that this evening, or whether I need to just stick to something that is really simple. So all right everybody, I will see you later. Thank you for all your support, and yeah, see you later. Bye.